2, 1, 2. Hey, Espen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. Alright, this is not the perfect camera to do this. I'm doing this off a old web camera, but I wanted to get this in here because I just wanted to show a few things. So we're just going to have to do the best we can until we get the things, everything squared away. So I apologize for that, but things will get back to normal soon enough. Kabuki, how are you? Charles, how are you? Espen, Alan, Dutch, good to see you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the skeletons, and I'm going to leave all the other things for painting by numbers, because those are the things that I think are going to be very important. But we're going to talk about a few things here, so if you guys decide to go out and get this game, you're going to really find that I'm going to make things a little easier for you, especially if you do not do any kind of modeling whatsoever. And you just expect these things easy to come together. Now, the other day we showed you how to put this guy together, so we're not going to worry about stuff like this guy here. But we're going to save him for painting by numbers, because I'm really going to walk you through it, and I'm going to show you how you only need about 4 or 5 paints to do this entire thing. Now these guys here, again, I talked about how their arms are very loose, and we said that there. And what I did was I took some Citadel paint, Macragge blue, and I painted them blue. So this really is going to cut out a lot of time for you, especially if you want to paint them exactly like they look, which we're going to do in the booklet, because as you can see, it's mostly blue. So what we want to do is take that out of the equation. We take our biggest color and use it as our very base color. Now here's the thing where there's some difficulty that I learned. And let me just move some of the paints, because I want to make sure that I had all the paints out so we can kind of breeze through this and do this. And this will be out on the 13th. You can get this at Miniature Market, of course. Now on this one here, you can see there's 2 notches. So this is something even I ran into. You get all these horses in, and they're all the same pose. There's nothing different about them, really. Well, maybe. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of a different pose, but you wouldn't think about it, because you think they would all just fit into whatever body, because the body pose is almost virtually the same. But what happens is there is a double notch here, and of course that goes in like that. Now I've got to glue all this yet, but right now I wanted to leave these unglued so you can see how they pop in. And it's pretty easy, but you need to glue them, because they will just pop out and go on you like they were nothing. Rhonda, hi Rob, this is my lucky day to be home, land to be able to catch all the live stuff. That's true. Nathaniel, hi Rob. Hello Nathaniel. Chrissy Wright, hey Rob, I've been trying to catch a live show for a while. You have inspired me to paint my figures and by making it look so easy. Thank you. No, thank you, Christy. Those are very kind words for you to say, and I'm just glad that you're here. Alan, how are you? As always, I hope you're feeling better. Now, there's another one here. Let's just take that out. Oh, is this the guy? No, this guy also has that same type of pose. See, if you're not looking, you're not going to notice it. So I figured it out. But they're in here loose. You want to make sure that you do that. Okay, this guy here, as you can see, has a round peg. So you may not even be thinking and try to do that, and you're going to wonder why it's not going in. Just know that there's 2 different holes, and you have to match them up for the same type of figure. So, and there is a little difference in the pose, like he has a sword and the other one has the sword standing up, but you wouldn't think of that when these things are laying on the ground and you're trying to put them together, but now you know. Now, we primed this guy gray, but we were going to cover him also at another time because I want to be able to take my time and have you to walk through this. It's a very easy thing to paint, and we're going to have a great time painting it. So I think you're really going to enjoy that. Now, what was the other thing that I wanted to... You guys mentioned glue or cement. I like to use a super glue. This is my glue of choice for everything. The Ultra Gel, because it doesn't get all over the place. There's Casey Huff, one of our winners. And Don and Mass Coyote's back. Good to have you. Thank you so much for showing up. Leland, my good friend. How are things in lovely Hawaii? Now this stuff is just great because you get a lot of control with it. And it doesn't spill all over the place. For instance... You can control it to the point where you just have just a little itty bitty dab come out. Watch this, see? And that's all you need. Just enough to melt the plastic to the plastic. And that's exactly what we want to do. And then you just slip them in there and you let it dry and you're good to go. Simple as that. So I'm working on a couple videos that we're going to try to get all the videos out by next week. There'll be one every day. Right now we're just trying to get ahead of things. Hold on, let me get the dog some water. Because as always, we have to be interrupted because this just wouldn't be a stream without a dog that runs out of water. Oh boy. Professionalism, I don't know why Miniature Market went with us, but I'll tell you this much. They're getting the most unprofessional stream that you can get. That's the charm of it all, she says. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Oh, boy. Like I said, I don't know why Miniature Market decided to go with us. The complete professionalism that we have is completely 0 to none. Okay, so let's get down to business here. The one thing that I do know I can do, and that's paint. Paint okay. And that's all we want. We want to be able to get these to the battlefield, and that's what's most important. Now, I'm going to also show you how to base these guys. As you see, we got a nice little base here. This is just a real simple thing to do. And I'm going to show you how to do that at the end. Not today, but at the end, you'll see that on Painting with Rob. Atta girl, go drink. Would you paint them before assembling them so you can get around those capes? I'm not worried about that because the way it's going to work for me, I just know what I'm doing, and I'd get under there a different way. I have enough gap here where I'm not worried about it, and I know I can get in there with what I want. You could pull them off if you want and do it that way. You know, it's really up to you. It's whatever you feel comfortable doing, and that's what's most important. For me, I usually just have everything assembled and just really just go at it. Because when somebody thinks miniature, one thinks Rob. Would you paint shields? I'm just making sure that I don't. Yeah, see, there you go. When you think miniature, one thinks Rob. Because I'm small. Alright, so what we're going to do is take some lead belcher. And the reason we're going to do this, and you're probably saying, okay, well, why are you going to do all the armor first? Well, there's a reason for that. What we're going to do is we're going to dry brush that armor on. And as you can see, I started working with one of these guys here. And I just want to touch up in there. And I'm not worried about getting it anywhere. But I do want to get this all in here. See how I'm getting all the edges? I'm not worried about nothing right here. I'm just taking my brush and I am just dry brushing like a fool. Because there's a reason for that. And I'm not worried about getting it on his cloak. I'm really just trying to leave a little of that black in there which is just a wonderful primer. And we want to get underneath his cape. And that's exactly what I want right this moment. Okay? That's exactly what I want. Miss Lori, the great Miss Lori, thank you for the picture. You look wonderful in it, by the way. And as always, we are just always so blessed to have so many wonderful people part of this channel. And those are the things that make me happy. Not people that have come in here and tried to hijack things. We've stopped that. And if you were part of the thing earlier, we did a lot of banning today. And I enjoyed it. Alright. There we go. And, we want to make sure we get the other side. Now, I don't think I have all these things glued in here yet. And I'll tell you, you need to glue all these pieces together before you try to paint them. Or most of them, at least. Or else you're going to have a very hard time. So, let's put that number 2. And I'm going to show you how quickly you guys can do this. And how easy it is. Yeah, how are you? Glad to have you here. Lead Belcher, correct, thank you. Mr. Daniel Lopez. Hey, you're back. Are you still accepting pictures? Of course. Just email them to Nova Prime 860. We are building an army. An army of good people. Now, I'm sorry if the camera's shaking and all that other stuff. I have no choice but to put it here. So when I move the table, the camera moves too. So I'm really I'm struggling a little bit until we can get the new camera and equipment that we need, and that'll be sooner than later. And we're really going to raise our game. We're going to start doing things on a higher level, but keep the still same, as my wife says, charm about the channel, which means you're going to still hear my dogs, only you'll probably get to see them in 4K. How's that? You can listen to things in Dolby Stereo. You know, we're just going to upgrade those type of things and just make this just wonderful. That's all we want to do. We just want to just really get a nice dry brush on here so we have a nice solid foundation. And we're really working here. Working our brush in. Not taking all that black away. See how I keep all that black in there a little bit? Oh, I missed again. No matter. I never participated in them anyways. Well, Lori, it'd just be nice if you were there anyways. How's that? Tim, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. It's always a joy to see you, my good friend. As I'm blessed to see all of you. And I am blessed. More blessed than you can ever imagine. And thankful for our new sponsor. If you notice, they sponsored our giveaway. And we're just very proud to have them as a sponsor. They are just doing a wonderful job. I had a nice conference call with Melissa, and I'm in contact with Joe all the time, and we're gearing up because we are going to go at it. And I'm telling you, and I promise you, my word as a man, that this second half of this year is really going to be our year. It's our time. It's this community's time. And we are going to do some really wonderful things. We're going to strive to just do better things. And we are going to help Miniature Market be very successful because we're very committed. And I want to thank all of you that have purchased stuff from them. I want to thank all of you that signed up for the review corner. I'm just amazed at how many wonderful letters I got congratulating me on the deal that we've made. And I'll tell you, you know, for them to take a chance on a little itty-bitty channel like us, that's amazing because there's so many great channels out there. And, you know, they believed in us. They believe in the message that we have and the things that we do and the strength of who we are. So we're very, very fortunate in that way. So that's all I'm going to say about that, okay? I'll plug them at the end, though. All right, as you can see how quick that we were able to get these to this point already. So right here is the very base of everything that we want to do. We want to get these right here. Okay, let me see if I'm missing any questions. I hesitate to dry brush the base coat. It seems wasteful, but I feel it leaves behind more brush strokes. Am I wrong? Well, it depends. We're going to be going over a lot of stuff. This is a base coat, but it's not going to leave what you think is brush strokes. You're going to see, and I think if I can hold this close enough, that there really is no brush strokes. Not the way I put it on. It's a little thicker than a dry brush, but I'm just taking a light hand with it because I'm going to be filling in a lot of gap here, and you're going to see how this is all going to play out, especially when we highlight and stuff. I still tend to dry out and make big clumps faster. Just add a little bit, either a little bit of water or oh god, what is it? Matte medium. Any ideas on what game your first review for M&M will be? Well, you will be able to see it on Saturday because it'll be up on this channel and then it'll be up there. I don't want to spoil a surprise. There'll actually be 3 things. Okay. Warm water and stir it and reactivate them. There you go. Great job. Thank you for the assist there. We're going to do the same thing here, I think. Let me check here. Just don't remember if they have too much armor. They do. They have just enough. So let's just do the same thing because for the most part we can paint over a good amount of it. As you see, they have some iron plate in there, which is fine. So I'm just going to take just a little dab more and work myself in there. Isn't that right, Miss Queen? Is she on the couch? Oh. That's a bad dog. That's a bad dog. She's not going to go bye-bye this weekend. Like the dog cares. She goes, I get to stay on the couch. What do I care about going bye-bye this weekend? Who wants to hang out with you two anyways? Alright. We're just working that in there. We're just trying to get some of these areas that we want to get. And, you know, we'll fill in all the blanks later. Right now, just nice, easy coat of this over the top. And then we'll work from there. And you'll see how quickly this all comes together. Oops. But for time's sake, I'm going to just do this because I have it out. But we will continue the archers because the archers are really something that I want to cover in painting with Rob. And what we're going to try to do is do a double creature. Well, I mean, we're going to do double creature. We're going to do double up on a few things. See how flimsy. I know somebody's going to laugh. How easy these bend. That's a little nerve-wracking to me, in all honesty. That's one of the things I do not like. But hey, these are very nice figures. And for what they're trying to get started and get going, I think it's very impressive in a lot of ways. Now you can do the same thing with these horses too, just to show you. They have a lot of metal on them. And then you can go over and then dry brush the horse the color that you want. But get all that armor in there. And go over the top here. Come over the back bottom. And that takes a lot of work out for you. As you can see, just kind of hitting those plates. You know, depending on what you want to do with it. You know, how much time you want to put in this horse. Now, with a black horse, what's cool is what you can do, as you see, you can take a gray, and a nice gray will go over this and really bring out this horse if you want to leave him black. Or you can take the gray and really go in there and highlight the horse and make him a gray horse with black hooves, or you can lightly gray him and then gray the hooves and make him a black horse with highlights. There you go. So there's a few things that you can do there. So let's just take a little bit more of our lead belcher and keep going. Creature double feature. Rob, wet dry brush technique has, hold on, that moved up. Give me a minute. Has saved my life, my painting life. Even with shaky hands, it's a great effect. My demon painting skills has gotten better ever since using that. Well, you know something? I try to keep things so simple here that I just try to keep things where I think I can, that people will understand. You got to remember, there's a lot of different techniques and there's a lot of different highlighting things that you can do. And right now, all I want to do is really just try to get people to pick up a brush. So for the first 6-7 months this year, we're going to concentrate on the person and we're going to talk to everybody like they've never picked up a brush. And for me, that's very rewarding. And I think it's going to help a lot of people. We'll get people inspired. But later in the year, I like to add in a master's class. And that's where everybody that has a lot of skill will we'll do it once a week or once every other week, because I really want to cater to the person that never painted, and that's the person I'm trying to reach. I'm not here to show off or be a hot dog like some people or have all this fancy kind of stuff. All I want to do is I want to reach people just the same way we do with our charities and everything else that we do. We really just try to reach out and make a difference. And that's all we can ever ask for. That's all we can ever do. There you go. How's that? That sounds pretty good to me. I hope it sounds good to you guys too. Alright, see this guy? I have to glue him. So we're not even going to mess with this guy. You can't just put these things in. And I talked about this in the other video. These guys do not just go in, you have to glue them. And I did not glue that one. So, what you do, and especially with this gel, which is absolutely perfect for what we're doing, I need a segment on wet blending. Yeah, like I said, those are things that I really like to get to. Or Lori, if you're going to be at one of the conventions, I'm going to be doing some classes. I'm going to be doing a couple at the Dice Tower. And I'm going to be doing a class that everybody is dying for me to do. And that's zombie painting, because everybody's a big fan of Black Plague. So we're going to do a class, and I'm going to take as many people as want to come at the Dice Tower Con this year. And we are going to paint zombies. It sounds fun, doesn't it? I'm going to show you a quick, easy way to paint your Black Plague. And that's going to be fun, because you're going to go home and you're going to be all excited, and the first thing you're going to do is paint it. And there you go. You got to glue these guys in. You have to, or else you're going to have a nightmare on your hand. There we go. Let's go. Let's go, huh? All right, let's clean off this brush. We've done enough horsing around here. Let's get down to work here. All right. And you'll see how this all kind of fits together in some way. Alright. And then what we'll do also, because I don't think we'll finish every single step today, but we'll have a good idea. We'll have them right to a certain point. But what we'll do is we will finish up in a painting by numbers where you guys will get to see it. Yeah, Gab, that's awesome. Glad you can come by. Dumb dog. Alright, let's just make sure that we have everything where we want it. Perfect. Okay, great. Spectacular. And okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take some Morphang Brown. I hate when I have this like this. I wish I contend I'm too poor right now. Well, that's okay, Lori. There'll be a time, and one day we will meet, and I promise you it'll be very nice. I'm also going to Origins, and I'm going to be at Historicon, Recon. There'll be a lot of cool places this year. Gen Con. We'll be spreading our word. Next year we're going to go to Adepticon. We're talking to Joe about it. We're very excited about the things that we're going to be able to do. I have painting fatigue. Well, you know something? Just stay away from it for a little while and everything will be fine. With you joining M&M, will we see you at the gateway to the west in the future years? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Maybe Valhalla. You know, we're going to go where we need to go. Where they need me to go. Okay, so now we're going to take this Morphang Brown. And this is a new brush. So we're just going to work this in here. We're not worried about the coverage right now. And you see what I'm doing here? Hopefully you guys can. I'm going to push this off to the edge a little bit. Matter of fact, I should push this off here. Well, no, because I'm left-handed. Alright, I just want it out of the reach here. Okay, so I'm just working this in here a little bit because when we wash this, it's really going to come out and it's really going to brighten things, darken things up actually. What'd you do, babe?
I dropped my medicine into the sweet tea.
Oh, so it's a little sweet just like you. Huh? You're a lot sweeter?
Artificially sweet.
Yeah, artificially sweetened at times. Oh boy. That wife of mine. That's a special girl. She's telling the dog that she loves the dog. Forget me, right? Alright, so now we got that shield. And you can see where things are starting to come together a little bit. You'll be up here in New England area this year, yes. I'm going to talk to my daughter. I want to go see her. So if I go see her, I will be going to the portal. And I will tell you guys what day I'll go. I have to show my daughter that her father is revered. Right? And I'm a national treasure. And a global icon.
Global icon, hardly more.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, little snipe comet there. A chicky poo? Alright. So we're just taking our time. And there's a nice groove here that you can follow with this belt. Now you see how this is all coming together? Exactly the way we do. And that belt buckle's already painted for us. So all we're doing is just painting around the buckle. See? Because we already dry brushed over it. So we did a nice job there. And that's exactly what we want, guys. Forgive me if I'm missing some of these things. I'm waiting for the brand new board game miniature video game convention in Florida. I would move heaven and earth to get to it from the UK. I believe it's called the Oran Tribe Convention. Yeah, one day. You never know. You never know. So there we go. We got that in there pretty nice. But let's kind of just play around a little bit. And inside these gaps here, we're going to make brown so it looks like it's wood underneath. There we go. Yeah, we're going to add a little water. And we got a little bit of a water here on my little thing here. I'm going to dab a little bit of paint there. There we go. Okay. There we go. And let's just touch everything up a hair. Just make sure we got it. So we only want to do it once. And we're going to go inside these gaps again and again. We're going to make sure that they got these gaps a little bit. There we go. See how that starts to stand out a little bit? Exactly what we're trying to do. Omar, how are you? I've got to get some lead belcher. My 13-year-old GW chainmail is just too shiny. Well, you're going to find that you're going to want to keep that because it's going to come into play very, very shortly, my good friend. All right, so see how easy that was? All right, let's move on to our next color. We're having a pretty good time here, and I'm always enjoying spending some time with you guys. In the meantime, well, we could do the same thing to this guy too. Why not? What time do we got? Okay, we got plenty of time because I want that to dry. Nah, you know what? We're going to move along and we can come back to this guy later. Now, what we really want to do and what we want to send home here is that there's a purple that really breaks up everything to these guys. And I love the way how they use the purple in some of the drawings, because the first thing I thought of are the old Skellies back in the day. Now, some of you may not remember those guys, but I do. And they always had this purple. I don't know why. And what's the purple? I'll show you in a second. I apologize. I didn't even look at the chat questions for that. I just realized I didn't even do it. It's Xerxes purple. I love this color. This is a traditional color, and it works very well here. So let's do this here. So we're going to do his cape back here, and all we want to do is get that Xerxes purple in there into that flowing cape. If you guys remember the old War Master set, they had that purple, or it was a dark red or whatever, but they always had flowing capes of some sort. The evil ones, the dead love purple. Actually, purple's my wife's favorite color. And half the time I'm dead anyways, right? So it kind of matches up. Alright, don't laugh too hard. And we're just going to go underneath here. We're just going to take our brush, really work underneath there, because you never know, the model might tip over and somebody might see it and go, hey, you didn't paint underneath there. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Alright. And we want to get over here. And the whole point is just taking your time on this, doing it unison. You'll get tired of painting purple, but then you get the exciting thing, especially when you're doing a number of miniatures, is you'll get to move on to the next color. And we'd like to get all these done, because next week, when this game breaks, we'd already like to have this ready to go and be able to explain to you how to play it. Yes. Janice and I are going to play it. We're also next week going to show you how to make some terrain for it. So everything's going to be covered here. And it's very exciting because we are in a great partnership. And I want to thank Miniature Market for getting this copy to me. They were just superb. And they were just so excited to get this to me. And that's what I'm talking about. The partnership is just, it's everything I can ever wish for. I just hope I can live up to everything that they think I can do for them. And I'm very committed and very excited about this whole project. Okay, so you see how this is all coming together? You see what we got going here? Hold on, let's see if I'm missing anything. Purple is pimp, LOL. Those are looking really nice. Thank you, Puma. And do you see how easy it is? There's nothing hard about this. Nothing. We're not doing anything extraordinary or out of the ordinary here. She is the queen. Yes, she is the queen. There is only one queen in my life, and that's her. I'm just making sure there's no comments. All right, and our good friend Sean Thompson's here, so everything should go as planned now. We're always happy to have him here. And let's see, where do we want to go? Now, usually you know what comes next, because if we're painting skeletons, well, what are we going to go with? I'll tell you exactly what we're going to go with. Alright, and I'm taking my time, because normally I can really whip through some things here. But we're taking our old friend, Yashabi Bone. One of my favorite colors. And let's just crank this up here. Alright, so let me show you. And this is just such a quick, easy way how to do things. And all I'm going to do is just work the Yashabi Bone into his face. Now I know what you're saying. Wow, it's covering everything up. Oh no, don't worry. We have a plan. We have a plan, my good friends. Is that... Hold on, let me check something here real quick. Because I don't know if he has a helmet on or what. Well, I do know he has a leg here. Alright, and what we're going to do is make sure that we get that leg. And the back end of the leg. Make sure you get the back end. He's got some elbows here. Elbow here. And he's got an arm that comes in here. And we're going to hit that pretty good. Remember, this isn't going to look great right off the bat. Alright? Because what we did is basically, we're just covering them up with something. I'm going to put this down for a second here. I just need to check something in the book. Now, there's not a lot of great pictures out there for these guys, but hey, that's alright. We make do with what we got. We always have, and that's fine with me. Okay. Just want to check one more thing. Where are these guys? No. Okay, it's just the way his head's shaped. That's weird. Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because it looked like he had a coverall on his head, but he does not. So we're going to take a little more Ushabi bone, and we're going to go to work here. Alright. And it's just it looks like a error in the printing on this particular guy, which is, or molding on this guy, where it's just molded a little funny here. But that's okay. We'll make the best of it. We always do. That's what we do. Oh, I see a little area that I missed with the purple, but that's why you keep your colors out and you can touch it up. And we're going to tip in here. We're going to get our hand in here. There we go. I want to make sure that we get his arm. Oops, I'm sorry guys, I was out of range there. You know, nobody realizes how hard it is to do this live. Not many people like to do it live because you make a lot of mistakes, or you're unsure of something, or you take a chance. You know, especially when it's the first time you're painting something. You know, you get something, you really don't get a chance to map everything out the way you like to, and well, guess what? You make mistakes. That's all right. You all right, babe? Okay. The queen of all reality. My high queen. All right. And we're just going to touch that up a bit. All right. Let's let this guy dry a little bit. There's something we've got to do. Hey, J Bud. I think I like the Citadel colors better. Just enough darker to make them a little richer. That purple reminds me of Vallejo Blue Violet. Could very well be. Could very well be. Alright, we just need to touch up with that purple. And then I think while we're at it, why don't we, since we're going to have the purple out, let's start another guy and let that guy dry a little bit. Because that'll be kind of important. Got a little too much purple on here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little of that off here. There we go. And I'll show you how quickly you can burn through one of these guys. You can do these guys very quickly and very efficiently. Now, what I saw is that there is a little neck area where it shows where there's that little purple thing that comes around his neck. So we want to make sure that we get that in there too. But other than that, I think we really nailed it. Very, very good. Very good. We just got to let those colors dry so we can go to the next step. So in the meantime, we'll get maybe a couple more guys ready. What do you think? And let's just talk about what we're doing here. For these guys here, you know, you can do the same type of thing. But I saw in the book, and let me take a look real quick. where they have, I kind of like what's going on with them, where they have the green hoods, green legs, but they have purple in between here. So it's kind of this purple here. So let me move him out of the way. I want to show you here. We've got the purple here. And these skeletons are going to go so quickly. I mean, they really are. And the purple here at the shoulders. So we can go over here like so. And we'll come up over here for the shoulders. Sorry about that. And then I'll show you very quickly, once I get this coat on here, it looks to me the way it goes. That's armor plate. Then this here is also the purple, the Xerxes. And you see, this is not very hard. It's just, you know, kind of having confidence in yourself, knowing that, okay, this is the color scheme I'm going to go with, hitting the high points, just taking your time, having a good brush that you feel comfortable with. There's nothing more important than that. Have that brush that you feel comfortable with. If you do that, you're going to have a very successful run here, and that's going to be a lot of fun for you. Because that's what it's about. It's just having some fun. Being able to do this and really just kind of express what you're doing here and just enjoying yourself. And then when your friends come over and everything's all painted, I've said this a million times ago, well, wow, who painted that? And you can say very proudly, I did. And nothing could be better than that. Do you have, hey Rob, were you able to get that large slug looking mini together without gaps, or did you have to fill in with green stuff? As you can see, we've got gaps there. So I've got to fill him in. I have not glued him yet. All I did was prime him. So we're going to have to mess with him. That paint must not be dry. The paint should be dry completely before wash. There you go, exactly. Pretty sure I left the miniature dry overnight. Alright, so let's finish up another guy here. While we're at it, we're waiting for that to dry there. Because we want it to dry really good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mess around with it a little bit, because that's what we do. We mess around with things. We try different things. We experiment. Nobody says it has to look like the book. You can make it your own color. For battling brushes, there's a guy, we're doing a Guild Ball team for somebody, and they wanted a Pittsburgh Steeler and Bronco colors. Now, we kind of went, okay, because those are both awful teams, but we didn't care. That's what somebody wants. That's what somebody gets. Are you using GW paints too, Ivan? Maybe too much wash? You should have a viewer gallery. I do. I do one every once in a while. I make a video and I put it to music. All the pictures that you guys send me, I keep. I have every picture from the very first person that sent me something. I keep it all in a file. It's very important to me to keep that file. You alright? Alright. Alright, there we go. That's looking pretty good. Okay, don't forget the neck thing here. Make sure you get the neck thing. That's where the scarf goes around. Excellent. There we go. You see, we're really having an easy time of this. Nothing too complicated, nothing too hard. Let's check this guy here. Let's just clean off our brush, make sure our brush is properly cleaned. Did you see they finally made a 2-player starter for Guild Ball? Yes, I did. I don't care for the game for some reason. Maybe because I'm just a big fan of Blood Bowl, so it's kind of hard to really work your way into that. Off to work. You're the man, Rob. Cheers. Thank you, Papa Bear. All the best, my good friend. All right, let's see. How are we doing here? Let's look. Looks about right. Alright. Maybe. We'll just give it a few. Just a minute more or more. And we'll be good. So that means, why don't we do some of these other guys while we're at it. And we'll just do it again so you guys get to see the pattern. There's a pattern to everything. And if you stay consistent in your pattern, you're going to find, right now, we have this guy right here. Whoops, let's get him over here. We have him right like this. And all we did was 1, 2, 3 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4 colors, I'm sorry. That's all it takes. It's not rocket science. Now we're going to do a couple more colors than that, of course. Of course. But if you really just want to get it out on the battlefield, and you know, the bare minimum's okay. That's what I try to teach is the bare minimum. Just to get the base colors, maybe throw a quick wash on them, and guess what? Boom. They're good enough to get out there. They're good enough to do battle. It's better than playing with a piece of plastic. And that's the thing that I kind of worry about this game, and I hope it takes off with everybody. I hope everybody tries to pick up a paintbrush. I hope everybody watches these videos and see how easy it can be, and that they don't get frustrated. That's the one thing I'm worried about, is that people will get frustrated. But there's no reason to. That's why we do what we do. That's why we do what we do. Okay, you guys are can verify. He had my mice and mystics. Hey, Rob. Hey, James. How are you? Alright. Now we're just going to come around that belt here. Because that belt really stands out. Belt really breaks up a lot of that armor. So you want to kind of, there we go, into the belt buckle. Then across. Boom. Really kind of breaks up this guy really, really nicely. That belt buckle. Does a great job. Perfect. Now we'll just reach in each one of these gaps. Just add just a touch of color there. Makes all the difference in the world. There we go. Isn't it nice and quiet without Janice here? Just saying. Just saying. Just in case she watches this back. I'm just saying. Don't mean anything by it. I'm just saying. Alright, over the top here. I want to make sure that we get perfect. Right in there. Excellent. Excellent. There we go. And then I will continue painting, of course, but now comes the part where you really want to start to bring this guy together a bit. So what do? Well, probably go with a more brown wash because we want to go over the facial area. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out with an Agrath Earth Shade. That's really going to bring this all together. Nice dark brown, and it's really gonna send things home, I think, to some degree. Let's see if we can pull that off. I was thinking of going maybe a new oil, but to be honest with you, I kind of want to make sure that the bone stays the way that we want it to. So we're just gonna, there we go. Work that all in there. Just go over everything. Nice. And we're going to take a little bit more of that wash. And you can see where we're kind of working into his eye sockets. And into, oh, I missed his feet. How about that? That's something I can get later. All right. Want to work it into that there. All right. And I really want to work it into this. As you can see, I want to get the back here. And just see how that brown kind of really starts to come together. See what we got here? And it was just a couple easy steps. That's all it takes. It doesn't take this whole shenanigans where you got to sit here for 9 days. I mean, those look fantastic. Okay, but if you just want to play the game, guess what? There's a simple, easy way to do this and really make it look nice. You can pay somebody or you can have the pride and do it yourself. And I think doing it yourself is more rewarding. I really believe that. And I know you guys can do it. Just pick up those brushes. Pick up those brushes. Keep writing me. A lot of you have. I've always answered. There's been an occasion or two where your emails have gotten lost, and I apologize. But all in all, things are what they are. And we always, and anytime you've written back or asked a question and said, hey, did you get my letter? And I said, just send it again. I made sure I looked for it. All right. There we go. Let's just work a little bit there. Move the wash around. Don't be afraid to move the wash around. That's important. All right. Let's take a look here. I think that looks pretty doggone good, huh? Do you see what we're going for? Do you see what we're getting, the result that we want? They also seem to be a little more watery than Citadel, so they don't need to be thinned as much. Am I missing something? Yeah, Army Shade, Army Painter Quick Shades are awesome as well. Please don't forget. Look at that. See the detail we got? And how many colors did we use? We didn't overdo it. We didn't overtake it. Now, when this dries, you'll probably be happy enough to do this, but we'll be able to take it a little bit farther. So we're gonna see if we can get this dry before we end this episode. Okay? We're at 54 minutes. But we're going to brighten things up just a little bit. We're going to take it another step. So let's just turn this around. And I know we don't have our good camera, and I apologize, guys. But I promise you. And let me tell you something. You can get this game, all right, and you can reserve it at where else? Miniature Market. My boys, okay? They're going to be carrying this full force, and they're going to have the best price out there. So you're going to want to get this. All right, so let's put this guy aside for now. We're going to let him dry a bit, okay, for about 10-15 minutes. And we're going to stay on and see if we can, because I want to show you, because what you want to do next is once that dries, this is where that bright color, and remember how you were talking about that chainmail earlier, okay? Runefang Steel is basically the new chainmail. And we're going to dry brush over all that armor. And we're going to kind of bring it back, but not too much. Will M&M start carrying Citadel paints since they are going heavy with GW? Yes. And I'm going to be their GW guy. I'm going to be their go-to for the GW stuff. If you guys want to see something, you just tell me, I tell them, and they'll send it, and then we'll do it. That's the way it works. They're willing to do whatever we need to do to make things right, and that's an exciting thought. Okay, let's do this again. Let's try a little screaming skull instead. Okay, instead of you shabby bone. Let's see how that looks. So let's work Let's play around. Why not, right? Do you see how easy that was? Just think about what I just showed you and how quickly you can do it. You just did, just by doing that on each one of those guys, you're done with half the army almost. Okay? And wait till I show you the monsters, how easy it could be. It doesn't have to be this big, complicated process. You can do things that look nice, and you don't have to overdo it, overpaint it. Use 15 colors or 10 or 15 things. You can do things and just really get them done with a minimal amount of paint, just a good effort on your part, painting clean. Remember those words, painting clean. If you can paint clean, you'll find that you'll enjoy it. It'll be fun for you, and we have to find out where we put our screaming skull. Good thing it arrives in a year. What do you guys think? Rob almost looks careless with the brush, yet gets great results. I have to be careful not to get paint everywhere. It's okay if you get paint everywhere. Just keep cloning up. Sounds like this is going to be an exciting year for this channel. Tony, this is going to be a very exciting year. I missed Village Attacks campaign. I talked to those guys. I'm going to see if I can get them to do some things with Miniature Market. I really think that game's going to be a home run. Hopefully they'll carry it retail. I'm going to introduce them to a few people, and we're going to see what we can do. I'm very excited about it. I think that's a great game, and we covered it here. We talked about it here. And a matter of fact, they're sending me their first game because I did them in the Kickstarter report, and they were very excited about what we did. So I'm kind of anxious to see how that game is. The first game that they kickstarted. Oh, forgive me, I forgot the name of it off the top of my head, but I'm excited about it. It's got some miniatures, and we're going to paint it up. And I promised the guy, I said, well, you know something, I'll give it the full treatment. Why not? Why not? And we just have a lot of exciting things happening. So I think you guys will be very happy with what we're going to do, how we're going to go forward, things that we're going to cover for GW, things that, I'm even thinking because, there was no way I can get my hands on it, but how about that Walking Dead game? That looks kind of interesting. I don't know enough about it, but I think it might be good. I've heard good things about it. God bless you. You're welcome. She's trying to pretend that she didn't sneeze. Or that she's not here. We all know the Queen's here. We feel her presence. After all, she's the Queen. That is my angel. Without her, this channel would not have a chance to even exist. All hail the Queen. Alright. And we're just taking, all we care about is just getting enough of this on here. There we go. So we're going to let him dry, and then we're going to do him again. So there we go. What about Gloomhaven? Better option over Village Attacks? I definitely can't do both. Gloomhaven's a very deep game. I think you would like it. A lot of stuff coming out at the same time and have limited funds. Well, the best thing about it is we're going to try to do some things where people get to play with us. We're going to try a couple experiments once we get our equipment back up to snuff. I've been painting Imperial Assault. Can't keep up with all the stuff they are releasing. I know, it's so tough. But you got to play it. Just play it. That's almost as important as painting it. Playing it. Alright, let's do this guy's arm. And underneath here, you see, and just taking that brush, I see little areas and working it. I'm not worried if I get paint on areas because I can always clean it up. Oh, let me get it in there. Sorry, guys. And then we're just gonna wipe this around there. And then let's not forget this face. Face only a mother can love. Alright. And you see, this doesn't take long. When you machine these out, when you put these all in a row and you just hit them all at once, boom, 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 boom. Like a machine. And that's all you gotta do. And that's nothing. It becomes second nature. You actually get faster at it. You become more effective with it. And it all work out for you. You see, I'm just boom, boom. Yeah, just like that. That's all we want to do with him right now. Alright. Let's clean off this brush a little bit. And I told you there was another couple colors to this guy, so let's play around with this guy for a little bit, huh? Alright, let's take that. Clean that off. Alright. Now with this guy, we've got to use two types of brown. We have a dry bark, which is one of my favorites. I'm sorry, the camera's just not doing anything. And then we have the the Morphing brown. So we're going to use both these browns on this guy particularly, because we have to break up some of these things here. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to get that belt. Here they come. Them are some thirsty dogs. So we're going to work that in there. And you can see I'm just taking my time, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Doing exactly what I need to do. Just letting the brush take control. I don't want to lose that silver buckle, and I didn't. There we go. Perfect. And then here, all I want to do is I want to make that a lighter wood there. That's fine. So I'm going to go underneath as well. Not worried if I hit the feathers or anything like that. I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it one bit. Next thing we want to do is we want to do these straps here. So we want to come over the straps. And we're not worried if we come over too much, and I'll show you why in a minute. And you just gotta have a little faith in me here. Alright. See, I can be a little sloppy, that's okay now. And I'm just gonna come up here a little bit. Now I'm gonna come up over here. And then I'm just going to touch the tops of a couple of these here. There we go. Alright, let's see if there's any more straps. Nope. Oh yes there is. I missed one. Look at that. That's why you always double check everything. Double check before you have to put that color away, because there's nothing worse than having to come out and do it again. So again, there's a strap right here, and we're going to work our way around. Perfect. Perfect. Into the buckle there. There we go. All right, we're on our way with this guy. We're on our way. We're on our way. Sue Park, how you doing? Night from me too, guys. Wrong side of midnight here. Take care and thanks for the company. It's my hubby's birthday tomorrow. Painting Descent for him. Returning to my brush. My skills have improved thanks to Rob. Thank you so much, Rima. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Okay, what time do we got here? All right, we're doing pretty good here. We're doing pretty good. How's this guy drying? He's still got some drying to do. Come on, dry, dry, dry. I want to show everybody something. All right, well, let's keep on going with our archery, so we can get to a certain point. I'm determined to kind of get this to where we need to get it. All right. So now we're going to take our dry bark, Okay, this is a darker brown, so it's going to work out really, really well for what we're trying to accomplish here. So we're going to take a little of that, just like that. And we're going to use that on our bow here. And that's what we're going to do with our bow. Okay. And I'm going to watch his hands. I want to make sure that we got everything where we need to get it. And we want to come in here a little bit, and then we're going to go over his, oh God, what they call this thing that holds the arrows. I forgot. Boy, I think I would remember something. Crying out loud. Now we're darkening everything up right here. Not worried about a lot. And you can see how the two-tone really kind of works on the back there. Alright, going with the darker brown and the lighter brown. How's the quality of these compared to GW, Rob? Not it. They're good. They're just there's no way that you can even compare the two. To be honest with you, GW's quality is off the charts. I mean, when you do GW, you're working with the best models out there today. These are nice. These are very, very detailed and perfect for what we want to do with them. Okay. And now he's got a little basket, like a little satchel here. So we just painted that brown, so that looks good. Okay, great. All right, so that fits. We got the belt, we got that, we got this, we got that. Perfect. All right, now there's one more color. There's two more colors that we have to do for this guy. And then we can start thinking about washing him. Meanwhile, we got our guy drying on the other side there. So I'm actually running this a little later than I would. But that's okay. With the cheap primer, it kept coming up. See, here's what you got to do. You stay away from American Accents Ultra Cover 2 at Walmart. Listen, if you're going to go with that Ultra Cover 2, make sure it says primer, not paint and primer. That's where you go wrong. It's got to say just the word primer and for plastic. Those are two key words. Isn't this FFG's attempt to compete with GW? Yes. But I think they're looking at more the board gamer and saying, hey, we can compete with you. We got decent miniatures, which they are. And I think that they're just thinking a little bit differently. Listen, you're not going to make the big guy go away. He's going to be here. He's going to be here for a while. And that's GW. They're starting to get smart again. Okay, Wagog flesh. Basically, good stuff. Rob, how do you close the gaps on these? I try to make sure there's no excess in there, and especially on the inside gap, I try to just try to file it down a little bit. Okay, so now we're taking. I'm sorry. I'll answer that in a little more detail. This is a cheaper plastic, so you got to be a little careful with filing and stuff like that. But you know, some things fit, some things don't. But I usually just try to file it down. Now you see, I'm working that green in there. That green is the color that is going to go underneath, and that works perfectly with the purple. Got that dark green. And then the headdress here. He's got a little hood on. He's got a hoodie. And all we're going to do is just make sure that we get that. And we're going to just come around the outside here very carefully. Make sure you feel good with your brush in your hand, okay? Because you don't want to double paint things. But if you have to, don't worry about it. It's just part of it, you know? Heck. How many mistakes have you seen me make live? Tons. Tons. It's okay. It's part of painting. It's part of the beauty of it. You make mistakes, guys. And you learn from them. You say, you know something, I gotta be a little more careful in this area. Because I made a mistake last time. Especially when you're doing big groups, like we're doing here. There we go. That kind of looks, you know, I'm pretty happy with that. If I do say so myself. Pretty happy with that. Now how that works underneath. I want to make sure that I got that. Alright. And we're just going to fill in the gap there. We're going to fill in that there. Perfect. Alright. So right now you're saying, oh, well, it looks alright. It's okay. Watch. Stay with me. Do not go far. Do not leave this stream. Do not go far, my friends. You have to trust me on this one. Alright, we have one more color, and there's a reason why I do this. We have that green, but I want to go with a Cabal-like green, which is a very bright and effervescent green. Is that the word, effervescent? Oh, maybe. Maybe not. We're going to just take a little bit of it, because we only need a little for what we want to do, but we really want to bring some life to these arrows, don't we? So, we're just going to touch a little on each of the ends here, and that just that little bit kind of really brings that to life a little bit there. You see what I'm doing here? It kind of breaks up some of those other colors and really kind of makes that kind of fun in there. And then we'll throw a little here. And I got to be real careful because I don't want to get it on his chest. Probably should have done that earlier, but hey, you know something? We can only do what we do. Alright, there. And there. There we go. Well, not bad. We're going to let that dry for a few minutes. Let's find out how our other guy is doing, right? Let's see how dry he is. It looks like he's getting there. So let's take a look here. Alright. How you doing here, buddy? You okay? Alright. Well, he's a little bit wet in some areas. You gotta be a little bit careful, but it's enough where I can work in certain areas. So why don't we play around with him and let me show you some of the things that I want to do to bring him back to life here. So we're gonna take some Rune Fang steel. Remember, Tim, it's very simple. Take it to a certain point, but I always show you that you can go a little bit further. Does it fit all back in the box once everything is assembled? Yes. I hope I'm not missing any questions. Alright, so there we go. Alright, we got this guy here. We're going to move these guys out of the way. We're going to go back and we're going to go through and we're going to wash these guys one more time. So I'm going to show you how that all works one more time. But we're going to take our napkin here. And we're going to take... Oh, I think I like this brush right here. I like that. We're going to take our Rune Fang steel. And all we want to do is we want to get a little bit on there. Just like that. And you know what I'm going to say next. Because if you watched me 100 times, then you know what's coming next. We're going to take it all off. And then I just don't feel confident that I shake that enough. Are you going to flock the bases that the minis go on? Yeah, I'm going to do them in this design. So that's what I plan on doing. Now I'm going to show you how to do that once we get everything done, but we'll be doing that on Painting with Rob. That thing on the archer's back is a quiver. Thank you, Daniel. I knew I couldn't think of it. I'm surprised my wife didn't chime in, since she's a big Arrow fan. She loves that show, Arrow. So she should know what a quiver is.
What do you use for shoot your arrows?
Yeah.
Oh, no, quiver holds your arrows.
Exactly. Thank you, Tammy. About 20 minutes too late. All right, so now I took a good amount of this off. Now, sometimes I just like to, there we go, that's what I want. This is a brighter, and it's going to just, look what I'm doing here. I'm just dancing it over. And I just kind of want to just hit those dark areas. Take a little bit of that paint. I really want to see how that brings that armor out. You know, just because he's dead doesn't mean he can't look good. Look at that. That's exactly all we want to do around this corner here. Just using the dry spot of this brush, and I'm just trying not, and I can go over the top here very lightly, over that edge. Look, not taking the darkness out, but I'm actually highlighting that silver so it stands out. Watch what it does to his leg here. I gotta fix his feet, by the way. And I can work in here, and I can work in here a little bit. There we go. Let's bring some of that mesh out, some of that forearm. There we go, on his back, on the back end here. See, you can see the difference. See how dark it is there? See how we shine that up out there? There, and then there. Big difference. And we're just going to work our way over that a little bit. There we go. Just on the back end of his legs. Being very careful, everything that we do. That's the best thing about these slanted brushes, is you can get them into tough areas and just work them a little bit. There we go. All right. See how I start to bring that out? Even though he's a little wet there, it's all right. I'm still able to make that shine. Here we go. That looks pretty playable. That's why I have been meaning to get lead belcher, so I can have a brighter silver highlight on the edge of the plate. Exactly. Exactly. All right, so, all right, let's do something else here. All right. And this is just extra stuff that you can do, guys. You don't have to go out of your way to do this. But let's take Gene Stealer Purple. It's a little lighter. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing. See how we got a good amount there? Well, we're going to take it all off. I'm going to take it all off. But as you can see, I'm turning the brush and I'm working it in there. I'm working it. There we go. And I'm just making sure I really don't have a lot sitting on there. And all I'm going to do, forgive me, is just kind of want to brighten up that just a little bit. Nothing too outstanding. But what am I doing here? I'm bringing some of those shadows out. Now this is still a little wet, so it's not really going to show as much as we would have liked. But on the back here it will. So let's just go with this. And all I'm doing is just very lightly dry brushing, but leaving the darkness in there. I'm trying not to you can see See how that all stands out? See how that starts to bring, and it's just a little bit, just a little thing, just a little touch there. And that's all it takes. Now if we really want to go crazy, we can take some of, the Screaming Skull. Now remember, we used Ushabi Bone on this guy. Now this, you got to be really, really careful with. So you want to take just a touch of this. Again, work it into the brush, but get it out of the brush. And you'll know, you'll have a feel for it. And don't be afraid to use the base, because you'll know the consistency that you want. If you go on the base and there's a lot like that on there, well, you need to take it off. You want to make sure that when you hit a brush, that you can just barely catch the edge there. You see what I'm doing there? That's what these bases are great for. Don't do the base. And some people say, oh, I do the bases beforehand. I use the base because it makes a great springboard. So now I'm just going to take a little, and I'm just going to bring out top of his face without taking out. We don't want to take away that wash, that wonderful wash. But we do want to kind of give some dimension here. There we go. What's the matter?
I want bananas to be eliminated.
Oh, you know that'll never happen.
No! Bella, I can't.
Well, welcome to the theme.
Stop. It's a tiny little animal. Oh my God, stop it. It's a tiny little animal. Get it.
Enough!
No.
There we go. That's all I had. Oh, shh. You did not just do that.
No,
Boy.
not this one. Hey,
They see a squirrel.
I said no.
Sorry about that, guys. But like I said, poor miniature market. They should have watched the show a little bit more. All right. So by just going over that so lightly, do you see what we did here? You see how this guy just came out? This didn't take us a long time, and if we manufactured all these, we could have gotten them all done in 2 hours without the dogs barking. Get over here. Uh-oh. They ticked off the Tiana. That's all they got to do. See how the skull stands out? You see what we got here? That's exactly what we want. That's pretty good. And I think that'll play pretty nice on your tables. So I don't think, you have to do 15 coats of paint or 19 different highlights or do this, do that. I think if you just follow these easy steps, I think you'll find that painting these skeletons are very, very easy. All right? And I think you guys will enjoy this. I think it's a great game. I was reading the rules, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun to do. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this today. I'll show you the rest of these on an upcoming painting by the numbers. How we'll finish those out, how we'll bring out some of the colors in them. And then I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of things in the next coming week to get them done just in time so we can play them on the 13th when the game comes out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please, if you're interested in this game, go get it from Miniature Market. Like I said, they sponsor us. They were nice enough to give us this copy ahead of schedule so we can do this, or we would have had to get it like everybody else. And I have to thank all the wonderful people there that allow us to be able to do this early so we can share this so you guys have a blueprint. So the minute you guys get your game, you can go right at it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope everything looks good to you. And I'm going to show you how to do the rest of this very soon. So with that said, thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this evening, and I will see you soon. And look for us tomorrow. We'll be playing some games and stuff like that. And don't forget, check us out at Miniature Market as we'll be doing our review corner. Until next time, I'm Rob Bourne. Guys, have a great and wonderful evening.